The July 4th, 5th, the sun aligns with Sirius, which is considered our spiritual sun. Ancient astrologers said that Sirius was a portal or gateway to the heavens. So as our sun merges with Sirius, we unlock a gateway of high frequency energy that we can use to expand our being, to raise our consciousness, and to grow our spiritual gifts. In modern astrology, Sirius is also aligned with freedom. So we can use the energy of this day to tap into a greater freedom, to find and feel free in who we are.
There's the rest of the clip for those of you that wanted to see it. I don't know what else you want me to talk about with CERN, but I will talk about the Looking Glass Project. For those of you who don't know what the Looking Glass Project is, the Looking Glass Project is a crystal that's essentially a crystal ball that was found by the U.S. military no earlier than the 1980s in Samaria, or what used to be Samaria, which is now like Iran or Iraq. Okay. Now, when the military found it, they handed it over to the elite, and the elite hid it in a monastery. When they first got it, they couldn't figure out how to get it to work, so they started running a bunch of magnetic tests on it, trying to see how to get it to work, and they could not get it to work. But it turns out that the only way they could get it to work is if they had a higher dimensional being in front of it that could activate it. Let's start from the beginning. Okay, so back in the day, there was a land called Samaria. Dimensional beings that were living amongst them. These higher dimensional beings created this looking glass. It was actually beings from the sixth dimension. They created this looking glass and they actually left it for the Sumerians so that the Sumerians could see when they were going to be attacked, or so they could see any negative timelines and prepare properly. The thing is that there was no modern day technology back then, so they couldn't get the word across quick enough and they got wiped out. This crystal was left in those lands those years ago. All these years, these higher dimensional beings have given us free will to do whatever we wanted. The thing is, our dumbasses keep fucking it up. So they had this meeting and were like, okay, how can we save them without saving them? Because they have free will, so we can't impose. And then they thought, well, what if we go down as humans, and then we implant these ideas in their head, and then they can save themselves, but it's really us helping them without really helping them? Because, we're going to be humans, and they were like, that's a really good idea, let's do that. There was fourth dimensional beings that came and took over the bodies of these men that were in the US military that found the crystal. So they found this crystal and they handed it over, because remember, once you're here, you forget what you were sent here for. But they find the crystal, they hand it over, and the elite can't figure out how to turn it on until one of those beings stands in front of it and it turns on. I'm gonna have to make another part, sorry guys.